Morning.
Hello, welcome back to Retro Ratz. We got affectionately visited today by Harry. We know as Harry Canal for obvious reasons, and we're at the Jimney. Now we suspect that either the options are the Jimney has turned itself into a 70s disco machine, which it's doing a great job, or we possibly have some valve stem seals gone, or head gasket. It's not showing signs of head gasket, but either way, today we're going to take this apart and we're taking you with us.
Welcome.
So we're just going to do a video on my phone today, so if it's all over the place, you're on the phone. So we're just going to see how we go. We're going to just start dismantling. Did you take photos so you remember where things go?
Yeah, in my head.
Oh yeah, always take photos.
Yeah.
Let's see how much oil we can lose.
We've got a you know, the official workshop manual out, haven't we? No.
Yeah. Anything from about 2000, 2001 onwards is actually really hard to get a Haynes manual for.
Well, I think are Haynes even still doing manuals?
Only for things that don't really exist in reality.
Well, yeah, but is that like there's more Talbot Tagora Haynes manuals than there are Talbot
yeah,
Tagoras
yeah.
left?
I've got about 6 Talbot Samba sort of manuals in there. Yeah, definitely. But yeah, if you own a classic, you're going to get yourself a really knowledgeable Haynes manual. And best of luck with that. And if you got something from 2001 onwards and you don't own the Millennium Falcon, then you're going to struggle. So that's the.
So we've got the rocker cover off.
Rocker cover off.
Little observation.
I've got to do that on Peggy's Elsie Mini because.
This might make our life an awful lot easier.
Oh really?
So this coil pack 2,
yeah,
bit oily down in that cylinder.
Ah.
So is it just a leaky rocker cover? Down that tube where the spark plug's sat is see how the spark plug's a funny brown colour? And if you look at maybe number 1,
it could well be, but would we really be that lucky?
I don't know. I'll do some investigating.
So that's the coolant system drained down for a bit.
Yeah, just going to take the radiator out. So yeah. Got that cowl free, and then just have a little fight with the.
Yeah, it's always a fight.
Manipulating it round.
There we go. We've done it, and hopefully we didn't pierce it, so it was all good. Out too. Now we can see some shocking welding that I should be doing because we took the radiator out, but I'm not going to do it.
Oh,
yeah, we're just taking off the exhaust manifold.
Correct. That's a bit beyond.
It's cooled down a bit now.
It has.
Yeah, Harry's stopped yelling now.
Still got some skin on my fingers. Be great for doing some crimes. I bet I've got no fingerprints.
No fingernails. No fingerprints. So we are now
just removing the injector rail.
And then we will be partaking on the inlet side of the engine. So at this stage, how many nuts have snapped?
Just one.
Just
bolt,
one. We're not bad.
Earth stud.
Yes, so earth stud. So we don't mind having earth issues. Washers underneath the vehicle, probably a few more to come. Doing a great job. For those health and safety out there shouting at Harry going, raise your gloves. Hardcore here.
The dexterity you need to get to a little bolt like this. I don't mind barrier cream, but gloves really don't work all the time.
These were designed, you must bear in mind, by the Japanese, and they got small hands.
And I don't.
Right, we have got to the stage.
Undoing the crank pulley nut. So I've got it so that number 1 cylinder is at top dead centre, so you can see the little mark there on the 0, and that the valves are nicely shut. So number 1 is piston, top of its stroke. So this nut now this bolt now needs to be undone. These are famously tight. We had an absolute fight with the one that we did on Wilson, I think it was, a little while ago.
Yeah, and the only advantage is the timing belt was done not that much mileage ago, so we're just cross fingers.
Yes.
But I've got to go and hop on the brake.
Yeah, you want to jump inside and I'll fight it.
So just a quick tip, if you're trying to do Suzuki Jimney, you don't actually
You don't actually need to undo that crank pulley bolt, which is a great design. I love that.
Yeah, which threw us for a little bit, but
Yeah.
you just undo it, and obviously just mark up, make sure everything's in alignment.
So there's a top timing mark here on this pulley
And
that
there's
is
one on the
aligned
body.
to that, and you can see that the exhaust, the little E for exhaust, is dead vertical as well. So we're all lined up.
All lined up. Progress, yes.
In order to get all of the head bolts out, then we need to take this camshaft off.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing that we timed it up first, because that should mean that nothing bad happens when I remove it. So, no, start from the end. Oh, I've taken that camshaft out. No dramas there really, and I've got all of the bolts loose following the loosening sequence. And you can see that most of them are nice and clean like this. That's what you'd expect them to look like. However, grotty.
Grot is a good word. That's and it smells.
And not only is this just a bit grubby, that smells of burnt oil.
Yeah.
Which is the problem that we were having with the Jimney. And I can't really see it in the exhaust port, which is annoying. But to me, that looks like the oil might have been getting in through this washer under the head of the head bolt, which is a sealing washer, because this is full of oil and you don't want oil migrating down there. And if it was, then that could be where the oil to burn is actually coming from.
Could well be. There we go. No going back now.
Hey. as Henry VIII was prone to saying, off with his head.
I was going to say, I've got a head gasket issue now.
Yeah. Oh, there's one more bolt at the back there.
We found a bolt. There's always an extra bolt. Always an extra bolt.
We go gentle.
Now we haven't undone this yet, so we're going to shift the head over to the passenger side. There's movement.
There is movement.
Now this hasn't seen the light of day. I don't think it's been apart since 1999.
I was 1.
You was 1. What was I in 99? I'm no good at maths. 22? 21, 22 I was. Oh, look at that. And there'll be a short interlude while we take this engine apart.
There we go.
There we go.
Just a clip. There we go, and we're off.
So now we can have an assessment. We're going to lay it down. We're going to have a look and see how this engine's been working.
So, few observations.
Look all right, yeah.
Everything looks quite good in here, as you'd expect it. Really, there's no sign of head gasket failure. What that could look like is often a head gasket will end up cleaning the bore itself because it's jetting steam in.
Steam, yeah.
But what there is
to have
is the inlet ports are quite grubby.
Yeah. Good job I've just had an MOT. Might not quite pass emissions at the minute.
So what that's likely to be is stem seals, like we were suspecting.
Yeah, there's nothing between the gaskets and everything. It's all looking good.
And if we look in the engine
area,
there's no real lip on the bore or anything. In fact, you can even see the honing marks from factory. So it doesn't look worn or really tired at all.
There's always a bit of nature outside.
It's combustible, it'll be fine.
Yeah, they look quite happy, don't they?
Yeah.
They look like everything's doing its job.
Yep.
Well, obviously that oil's been seeping down there and burning in essence.
Yep.
But yeah, generally it looks a good, happy engine with lots of life left in it. Let's hope.
So it's a bit of a funny design. What I'm trying to do here is withdraw the tappet shaft, or the rocker shaft, or whatever. And quite often they have bearing caps like there was on top of the cam. But on this one, the shaft has got to come out the front of the head, and it's held in or pinched in by these series of bolts. So I undo these bolts along there and then push the whole shaft out the front.
Oh yeah, I see, yeah.
I managed to get that bolt stuck in the socket.
New parts. Engine overhaul gasket kit. It does state perfect sealing under pressure. We really do want perfect. Let's see what happens.
Mediocre won't do.
Mediocre won't do. It will just smoke.
So
very pretty.
Yeah, this is a 16 valve head. It's clearly the Sport Jimney. So I've withdrawn one set of followers.
By sport we mean it has a top speed of 50 instead of 40.
And I just need to withdraw this shaft. Which I will just
halfway.
Okay. This is one of the stem seals that's come out, and as I took it out, it just broke up. So, like, the rubber is exceptionally hard
in comparison
to some nice new flexible ones. Therefore, hopefully, we have found the issue.
No more 70s disco machine. So we've got a little bit of play.
In the valve to the valve guide.
It's not going to show on camera, but there is a bit of play. So the option would be a new head. But just for mobility reasons at the moment, we're going to put the kit in and rebuild it. And then if it starts smoking again down the line, then we know to buy a new head.
And it will last a while on these stem seals, I would have thought, but they will just wear out slightly quicker than if the valve guide was a bit tighter. But you know, it gets you moving, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's so we're here, so we're going to rebuild it, because if we leave it all apart, we'll lose the parts. If we're not moving the vehicle, then things like the brakes rust out, the master cylinder might seize up, silly little things like that that just do not like being sat around, unlike this naughty car which is forever parking up. So we're going to rebuild to give a bit of clear perspective. There is the culprit, and there is the new one. It's really hard to do. We're looking through the camera. Knackered. Oh look, quite a bit of protection. Oh yeah, you don't need a lot of oil to burn to create smoke. but it certainly was finished, and that's just one. So we're going to get some more mileage out of this head for a bit anyway. Definitely a massive improvement. There's bench engineering at its best.
Yeah, really cheap valve spring compressor, just compressing the valve spring as it says, just so that I can get the retaining collets into place.
And Harry enjoys this stuff.
Love it.
Here we are,
Just
bit
show
of progress.
that. Yeah, I've done 4 of the stem seals so far, so that's what the valve looks like. And it just gets inserted up there, and you can see that the seal's nice and tight on it.
Just try and bring the camera out.
Sorry,
That's
my
all right.
head in the way.
There we go.
And then and that goes on top, and then that gets compressed, and the collets drop in and hold it in place.
Cool.
So, I've done all of the stem seals. Bit of a mission, but we got there. The key piece of advice is a little smear of Vaseline holds the collets in place when you're doing them. Obviously won't really affect the oil or anything to have a tiny bit of Vaseline in there.
They are really fiddly.
They are incredibly fiddly. I'm glad they're done. Yeah, just pushing the rocker shaft through. Here we have a head reassembled. Well, I say reassembled, not quite. We need to put these pinch bolts in that hold the shaft in place. But after that, then that is all the stem seals done.
A labour of love.
A labour of love.
Cable's pinched at the back there.
Yeah. We can. No, it's not. It's fine.
There you go. We don't want to see that gasket again for some time. So now the rebuild. We do have a whole selection of new gaskets to put in place
For everything else.
for everything else. That is the head back on and tightened, torqued.
So, the cam next. First we need to do the rear cam seal.
We got a new one.
I just thought, as we've got one, I thought I'd change the cam seals, and you can see that the old one is properly cracked. So glad that we're
very original part.
glad that
We're glad to have a new one going on.
Which is even quite tight to get on.
Cam belt in place.
Yep,
Tensioner done up.
it is now.
New rocker gasket in. The only thing that didn't come with the kit was the new seals for the spark plug balls, but it's an easy fix in the near future. If this is all good, I can do them.
You can do them yourself.
I can do them myself. I've got to read. Oh, I redid Ray this yellow Mini a couple of years back, and I've got to do Peggy's Mini at some point. So yeah, I could quite happily do these when I'm in the swing of it. So we're just tightening that up. The new rocker gasket cover was a little bit dubious.
A bit cheap.
But we'll see. The auxiliary belts to go on. We'll just put it back together. So the new inlet manifold gasket is now fitted. The injectors are back in. I'm just fitting the injection rail.
Yeah. Tweaking them into place.
All the manifold side is done up.
Can't force these, they're quite brittle, so you just need to rock them back and forth. until
Then
they
there's
sit nicely.
lots of plugs, a couple of screws down there, and we got to make sure the auxiliary belt is mega tight, because the old Jimney here likes to squeal occasionally under load, so we're going to make sure it's nice and tight.
A test start.
We're about ready for a test start.
We are.
It's been a long day for you.
It has.
It's a long process.
10 hours in, I think,
Yeah,
or something like
yeah.
that. So.
Yeah, it's amazing how quick the time's gone actually.
But that is head fully rebuilt. New head gasket, obviously. Sorted all the timing belt. All the new gaskets in the top end. All the.
So we're just going to fill the coolant system back up.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a test start.
Exciting.
So the big reveal.
Just let the fuel pump prime a moment because we had the injectors out. Here.
So it didn't start, and we think the fault is, if I can get the camera, just down there, there was a big black plug. If I can come forward, there, see that black plug on the injector, that's fallen out and missing over there. So it's not pushing down enough on the injector, so it's not starting. So close, but it's a part that we have to get because we can't locate it.
It's now quite late in the day. Sun setting. I've still got a 2 and a bit hour drive to get home, so
We'll be back.
We're ending it here, which is quite disappointing. But I will be back.
So close, but so far.
Yeah, I will be back. Get that fueling system sorted and get it firing and starting. So till next time.
Jimney live again. Till next time.
Tell me, mother, did you miss me when I broke free? When I grabbed a bus to anywhere just to be